Hey there, everybody. This is the thenowherebird, and I'm here in my garage. I thought I'd just walk through some of the tanks I have. Got my filter set to the Americans. You can see I got 21 of my 77 vehicles are the American vehicles. Got the T1, of course, just in case I have some friends who want to play around or whatever. 2 free premiums that we got for signing in. Wound up getting the Chaffee way back in the day, but never did put too much time into it. We got the T71 that I really enjoyed, and we've got lots of extra experience in that. That's my go-to light tank whenever an operation needs done. We got the good old M4A2E4 from one of the Founders Day packages, or whatever one of the packages was way at the beginning of the game. Ram 2 we picked up on sale one time. I went through the Easy 8 line to get the T29, I want to say. Haven't picked up the Jumbo yet. Got it researched, but I never did buy it. So one of these days I'll buy that and put a crew in it. Got the T23 from the Founders Day package back in the day. Picked up the T26 E4 Super Pershing. I want to say when it was on sale not too long back, but it might have been a regular price. I think it was back in November, so who knows. I went through the T69 and made it to the T54E1, and I'm grinding towards the T57 now. Looks like I got about 180,000 more XP to go. Fun. I also have the M46 Patton, and I'm grinding towards the last package in that. And then I'll be grinding out the M48 Patton. So we got a little bit of ways to go there too. Yeah, with T1 Heavy, it was my first heavy, and it was a favorite back in the day. It made me actually probably keep playing the game because it was getting kind of lame with all the mediums. Picked up the T14 on sale one time, so I got that in my garage. Got the T29, and I've kept that because that's just a keeper. It's a keeper tank. And then I got through the T32, and now I'm on the M103. And I want to say that I'm grinding towards the last package on that, and I've got a ways to go. Ain't that the case? Picked up the T67 Tank Destroyer to complete some random operation back in the day, but I think I'll wind up selling that and moving my dude into a Hellcat. I'll probably keep a Hellcat lying around just for giggles. I've unlocked everything on the T28 prototype, and I'm just waiting to buy the T30 now. Waiting to buy a lot of tanks at Tier 9, actually. I've got my T28 also, and I'm grinding towards the T95 now, and I've got, I don't know, 100,000 more XP to go, and then I'll be have the T95 unlocked. I have the M44 artillery piece, and I've kept that around just because that was kind of one of the fun ones before I kind of gave up. I made it through the M12, and just at this last road to the T92 operation, I decided to finally just pick up the 4043, although I haven't even trained my guy in it and haven't played any games in it, and I'm not sure I ever will, but I have it just for giggles in case. And that is the American tanks I have. Moving on to the German line, I have the LOL tractor, just in case, you know. I have the Panzer 38H that I decided to pick up. I traded in Destiny for the World of Tanks package at GameStop and got a free Panzer 38H for that. I have the Panzer II for giggles, running around, you know, with friends or whatever. I made it to the Lux, and I have the Leopard unlocked, but I haven't purchased that either. Just, I don't know, never saw the need. I have the T25 from one of the original Founders Day packages back in the day. Picked up the Panzer 5.4 when it got re-released because, damn, I just made a mistake not picking up that package. I want to say it came with either the T25 or the American MA4, E2, A4, whatever the hell that tank is. I have my Vic 30-2D fully researched and deleted, and I'm just waiting to pick up the Indian Panzer. Haven't purchased that yet. One of these days I'll pick it up and move my driver over there and work my way further up the Leopard line. Have my Panther 2, and I just unlocked the E50 in that today, so one of these days I'll have an E50 video if I ever purchase that. I kept the Tiger just because that's a keeper, especially since they revamped it. Have the Tiger 2 fully researched, and I just need to purchase the E75 one of these days. We'll get to it someday. Picked up the E25 when that was on sale because that's just a fun tank to drive around. Good fun. I've got the J Panther 2. I'm grinding out the rest of the XP for the Yad Tiger, and I'll have that in what, another 60,000, less than that XP. So we're getting close to the Yad Tiger. Picked up the Yad Tiger 8.8 just because that's just a killer tank. It's great. Hold down with that lower glasses covered, it's just almost unstoppable sometimes. I've ground out the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger line up to it, and now I've got every package unlocked, and I'm trying to grind out the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. And we've got, what, another 70,000 XP to go till we get that unlocked. And I got the GW Panther deleted, and just never... I just kind of got tired of artillery. I unlocked the GW Tiger P and the M40, M43 in the American line at the same time, and just grew uninterested in artillery at that point. So that's my German tanks. Move over to the Soviet vehicles. Picked up the Valentine 2 just to have an extra Russian trainer. Got the T-34-38, decided to buy that when it originally came out, and haven't regretted it. It's a good little trainer tank. Picked up the A-43, and I unlocked all the packages, and now I just need like 50 grand in XP to unlock the A-44, and I'll get that one day. Got the T-44, most of the packages except for the 2 optional packages, and I'll wind up grinding both those out too one of these days, and then we'll move on to the T-54. Picked up the Churchill 3 for a trainer, the KV-220 for a trainer. I just went ballistic one day and just bought a lot of premiums. Just said screw it. Got the KV-1 around for giggles. Have the T-150 fully unlocked, and I'm just waiting to buy the KV-3. Just one of those tanks I'm waiting to buy. Got the KV-2 unlocked at the last package, and I'm just going to grind out, I think, the XP one of these days for the S-51 and skip some of the Russian artillery if I ever get the artillery bug again. Who knows? Have the KV-1S unlocked for giggles, just because it's a fun tank to drive around in, and I'm working towards unlocking the MT-25. I'll have that one of these days too. Then I'll have a high-tier, quote-unquote, Russian light tank to do operations with. I ran through the IS-3 and moved that crew, well, past the IS-6, which I picked up. I want to say it was on sale, but who knows. KV-5, picked that up the second time around, because that's just a great tank. And I'm on the IS-8, and I believe I've unlocked the first package on that, and I'm grinding out the second. So I have a ways to go in the IS-8. Got all the packages in the SU-100M1 unlocked, and now I'm just grinding out the I want to say it's SU-101. That's right. So I've got, I don't know, 50 grand to get that, and then I'll have that tank ready. Picked up the SU-122-44, just to have another Russian trainer. Just because I like to train my crews instead of overtraining skills when I move up to the next tank. I have the ISU-152 fully researched, and now I'm just waiting to pick up the Object 704. Anyway, and then I ran up to the Su-122A in the Russian artillery line before I just realized why I wasn't playing artillery anymore. So probably have that for the rest of my World of Tanks gaming time. And that's it for the Soviet vehicles. Take a quick look at the British vehicles and the medium one, just for giggles. Matilda Black Prince as a trainer. Kept the Comet. Haven't. I think I'll probably just keep it just because that was kind of fun. I've made it to the Centurion, and I'm working towards the first package on that. So that'll be a little bit. Have the Excelsior. I picked that up when it was on sale, so I could have another British trainer just because they're relatively rare. Picked up the Tog 2 way back in the day, just because I watched Jingle's videos, and he was having fun in the Tog back then. It can be a fun tank at times. Black Prince. Ground that out kind of early in my career and let it sit for a while before I finally ground out the Carnivon. And I've made it through that, and I have the Conqueror. I've just never put a crew in it, and I've never played a game in it yet. So one of these days we'll put a crew in the Conqueror. Probably transfer it from the Carnivon instead of creating a brand new crew. Have the AT-7 around just for giggles and random operations. Have the AT-15 elated, and I'm just waiting to buy the Tortoise. Another Tier 9 I'm waiting to buy. And I picked up the Sexton 1 as a trainer. I've gotten up to the Birch gun because I eventually want to get to the Burt, just because that seems like kind of a fun artillery piece to run around in. And I'll probably just wind up stopping at the Burt. And that's it for my British tanks. So we'll take a quick look at the French tanks. Have the Tier 1, of course. I've made it up to the AMX 12T, and I've got a long way to go to grind out AMX 1375. Probably won't go to the AMX 13 F3 artillery because I'm not interested. 67 grand though to more or less to get the next light tank up the line. That'll happen someday. I've got the BDR G1B heavy tank, and I believe I got a long way to go to grind out the ARL 44. At least it feels 33,000 XP isn't that much, but it feels like it sometimes in that tank. I picked up the premium French tank trainer just because there's no other French tank trainers. And I've made it as far as the S35CA, and I'm trying to grind out the ARL V39. That shouldn't be too bad, actually. I'm not minding the French tank destroyers. And that's it for the French tanks. As far as the Japanese tanks go, I've got the Chinukai as a trainer. Bought that when it came out. And I've made it as far as Chiri up that line. I've got the final packages unlocked. I'm just grinding out some XP up to the STA1. And I'll have that one day too. That's it for the Japanese, of course. And then I wound up blowing a wad of money on both of the... I really couldn't afford it either, but I did it anyway. On the Chinese trainers. Just because I found that I don't know, premium tanks wind up being worth it. Maybe when the Chinese tanks roll around, we'll have some crews trained up in that, although who knows. Got so many things going on. I've started to focus more. Ground out the E50 from the Panther 2 just recently, and the E75 from the Tiger 2 just recently, so I'm trying to focus on just completing little mini grinds and grinding out the next tank instead of just jumping from tank to tank constantly. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's just a quick tour of the garage. A 15-minute tour. Try to make it as brief as possible. You know, I'm not here to talk about all the tanks. You can look up tank stats and everything on your own, really. But that's where we're at, and that's what our garage looks like. Kind of a lot of everything, really. All right, rip it up out there, and we'll see you again, hopefully. Take care.